One of the biggest regrets that I hear from people in the first 3 years of their retirement is pretty common, and that is they bought a retirement home and they regret it. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you why people regret buying a retirement home, and then at the end, believe it or not, I'm gonna share with you the story of how I accidentally ended up buying a retirement home myself. I know you're thinking, "Asul, how do you accidentally buy a house?" But I'll tell you you're gonna have to stay to the end to hear that. So why do people regret buying a retirement home? Well, one, they do it too soon. Right? Maybe they've been going on vacation to an area that they just love. They love going there for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks out of the year. And when they retire, it's one of the first things they do. They buy that dream retirement home, but boy, there's a huge difference between going somewhere on vacation for a couple weeks and actually living there, right? You may love the setting, you may love the activities, but you're not when we go there on vacation, we're not part of the community, and you may or may not vibe with that community. And if you're moving, if it's your main house, you're uprooting yourself. You're taking yourself away from a place that maybe you've spent 5, 10, 15 years or more building community, building friendships, getting to know your neighbors. So if it's your primary home, you've got that whole uprooting that can cause people to really second guess. If it's your second home, you've got another issue with that, right? I have 3 rules for building wealth. First one, is spend less than what you earn, no matter how much you earn. The second one is one house, and the third one, I say tongue in cheek, one spouse. But getting to that second one, the one house, 2 houses can get expensive very quickly. You've got double maintenance, you've got double, taxes. Oftentimes, with one of the homes, you have an HOA or both, and that comes with its own can of worms and complexity and costs associated with it. So if it's your second home, you've got potentially have an issue. Much better, I think, is to rent before you buy. There's really few reasons to not do that. Make sure you enjoy being part of that community, and if it's a retirement community, a 50 plus community, be really careful because there's a big difference between living in an area where there's people that, you have young people around, you have teenagers around, you have young kids around, um, young parents going for walks in the evening with a baby in the stroller. It's very different having that mix of different ages versus being in a community where you might be the youngest one if you just moved in. And many people end up regret buying in that situation. So, and the other thing is if it is a retirement community, they have you're likely gonna buy into one of the newer communities because why not, right? It has nicer amenities, it has nicer facilities. But then when you go to sell, there may be a new location down the street that now has all the new amenities, and your location that was new 20 years ago is now the older one, and people are starting to die, people are starting to move into assisted living, so there's more of those units for sale, so it could end up being an investment where you coulda made more outside of that type of community. Now, that's not the only reason that you go there, right? It is nice, they often have on-site healthcare, and speaking of healthcare, uh, one of the big decisions that we all have is not just our healthcare insurance when we're working and before we're 65, but once we're on Medicare, Medicare changes a lot every year, and the government wisely gives us an open window every year. This year, it's October 15th to December 7th, that window is open, and you can look at your Medicare plan and say, "Is this the right plan for me?" Because a lot of things do change. Medicare is not static, so which doctors you have access to, which hospitals are in network, um, your prescription drugs, which ones are covered, what are their copays, what pharmacies are preferred, things like that. Those things can change, and you wanna make sure that the plan that you're on this year is still the right plan for you next year, which is why I agreed to partner with this video sponsor, which is Chapter. Chapter's a Medicare advisor that I'm proud to recommend to you really for 3 reasons. The first is Medicare is complicated, so it makes sense to work with an advisor that has access to the data, that has the experience, that's licensed, to give you advice. I'm not licensed. This is not advice, Medicare advice or financial advice, but Chapter is, and their services are free to use, so there's no reason to not use their services. Number 2 is their average client saves almost $100 a month, $1,100 a year. And number 3 um, is, I believe, if you're on the right plan this year, if this plan is the right plan for you next year, they're going to tell you that. And that's what I want for you. I want an expert that's telling you what's best for you. So thank you, Chapter, again, for sponsoring this video. Okay, back to our main topic about the retirement home. So those are the main reasons that people often regret moving. And it's hard. We have so many life changes happening all at once. The leap into retirement is a leap of faith. It's a big change. And if you combine with that, moving to a new location, which frankly I did, and I did it inadvertently. I have a daughter who has some health issues, and my wife and I are helping her with that. And so we left our home of 25 years to come up here and help her. And fortunately, she's got a badly broken leg. And fortunately, she's about ready to launch on her own. But that was a big change to retire and move. I'm up in the Pacific Northwest. You can see behind me, it's kind of cloudy. It's very different than where I came from. I had 300 sunny days a year in a ski town in Utah, and now I have 300 cloudy days a year. So things have changed. Although there's a lot of things I like on the Pacific Northwest, but it's hard to leave your community, which gets me to how I accidentally ended up buying a retirement home. Before I get there, we're talking about all these things. Planning all of these things out is really important. I'm a big fan of having a retirement plan. Mea culpa, I was a financial advisor for most of my career. Uh, the gold standard's to work with a financial advisor, but if you want to create your own plan, don't do it yourself. Don't do it in Excel. Why? Takes a lot of time, easy to make a mistake. Yeah, and one of the biggest values is having confidence that your plan is right. And if you build it yourself, it's so easy to make a mistake that you may not have that confidence. The software that I recommend instead is Bolden. It used to be called New Retirement. You can sign up for here. It's powerful, easy to use. It's affordable. And if you use this link here, you'll get a free 2-week trial so you can see for yourself. I am an affiliate, so you'll be supporting the channel. Okay, so how did I accidentally end up buying a retirement home? Um, my wife and I were thinking that, our forever location was gonna be this ski town in Utah. So when the kids moved out, we sold our house, we rented, and then in the same complex we were in that we really liked, we knew the neighbors, we ended up buying a unit, and then we ended up moving. So we're up here in the Pacific Northwest, and our house is in that ski town in Utah. So it is my accidental retirement house that I bought. We want to be thoughtful. We want to be deliberate on how we live our lives. And if you like these insights, if you want to be thoughtful and deliberate, a couple things. Do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. Think about subscribing as well. And I saved my best insights for my newsletter. You can sign up for that here. My clients used to pay me thousands of dollars a year for insights like this. I like to give them to you for free. And my newsletter has the best of these. And if you like this video, another really important decision for all of us is when we decide to retire. It's why I made this video here. Why waiting to 65 to retire might be a big mistake. Thanks for watching this video. Bye-bye.